Now, today, in an era where many people feel powerless to change their lives, cooperatives represent a strong, vibrant, and viable economic alternative. Cooperatives are formed to meet people's mutual needs. They are based on the powerful idea that together, a group of people can achieve goals that none of them could achieve alone. For over 160 years now, cooperatives have been an effective way for people to exert control over their economic livelihoods. They provide a unique tool for achieving one or more economic goals in an increasingly competitive global economy. Joining me on the show to discuss issues around development in this sector is no other person than the president of the Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, Mr. Oriyomi Ayola. As a graduate of economics education, he has over 27 years of cooperative experience, having presided over 40 years of cooperative administration in Nigeria. He is also the president of ICA Africa, contributing to agricultural value chain by encouraging production and sales of cooperative foods, pioneered healthcare schemes. I can go on, but thank you so much. It's good to have you on our program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tulu. I'm happy to be here this afternoon.
All right. So let's get talking. I know you'll be very interested in telling us about cooperative societies operating across the country. Now, how have they fared in this challenging environment?
Cooperative society, just as you have highlighted, is even part of living. And as a matter of fact, cooperative society started in Nigeria as far back as 1935 officially. And in the world, it started in 1844. Now, coming to Nigeria now, cooperative is such that has contributed to the standard of living of the masses of Nigeria for that long period of time. It provides jobs for the teeming population of Nigeria, thereby reducing poverty level of our people. And as a matter of fact, as I'm talking with you now, I want to tell you that there is no village that you can get to in Nigeria that you will not notice the presence of a cooperative organization in that village. It's one of the instruments, economic instruments, that late Chief Obafemi Awolowo of Western region used to actually better the economic lot of our people in the southwest of Nigeria. And let me also tell you that presently, across the 36 states of Nigeria and Abuja, we have cooperative present in all these states and contributing to the welfare of our members and even our neighbors. Because our contribution is not only mainly for the members of the cooperative, we also cater for the neighbors, that's people that we live with in our community. Therefore, cooperative is more or less a way of life.
Interesting stuff. Well, I will agree with you because I've also benefited from being a member of a cooperative society. But help us to highlight more positives of cooperative societies operating across the country in straight terms.
Yes, those as I've said, to be specific, let's start from the issue of food security in Nigeria. We have many cooperative farmers ranging from cash crop and locally consumed goods. You talk of rice, we have many of our members in that area. You talk of other agricultural products that are consumed locally. You talk of cocoa for exportation. We have many of our members. And as you are aware, before the advent of the oil and gas in Nigeria, Nigeria as a whole, both in the south and the northern part of the country, we relied on agriculture. And right from then till now, we have a good number of cooperative organizations operating in that sector. As a matter of fact, if you want to go by what the former minister of Agric and Rural Development, that's Federal Ministry of Agric and Rural Development in Nigeria, Audu Obe, he told us then, and this I'm confirming, that when you talk of cooperative farmers in the right produce, we have millions of them in the north And this set of people, they actually contribute to food security of Nigeria. Thereby, even apart from the produce in terms of food, they provide job opportunity for our members all over the country. Here in Lagos State, I want to tell you that we have well over 14,000 cooperative societies active and functional in Lagos State. And these cooperative organizations, they employ people to serve in their secretariat, and at the same time empower members and even non-members in their economic pursuits in life. We actually contribute so much to the GDP of Lagos State and of course to that of Nigeria. The only little challenge we have in that area is that we are yet to, for example, to be specific about data, that what are we specifically contributing to the gross domestic product of Nigeria. But I know that we contribute so much. I was a two-time president of Lagos State Cooperative Federation, and during this period of time, I had the opportunity of knowing the contribution of cooperative. Let us go back to the issue of even transportation, both land transportation and even water transportation, not only in Lagos State, but everywhere in the whole country. A good number of our members are into transportation, part of these transportation unions. Some of them are with us as cooperators. And these people will also try to be with them in terms of giving them necessary information on how to improve on their own type of business. Look at water transportation in Lagos State. Cooperative is one of the first set of organizations that has to take that, and contributing to the objective and the goals of the present administration in Lagos State. We came to know right from time, early enough, that government cannot actually do everything for us. They are trying the best they can do. But by our own mutual relationship, we are also contributing much to the development of the economy of Lagos and of Nigeria. We try in the area of wealth distribution, because in cooperative, we are the owners and the patrons of our organizations. And thereby, we actually participate actively in decision-making and in the way we run our own business, which is quite different from all other business models that we have in Nigeria.
Great. Now, let's now think of how financial institutions can be of support to the growth and development of cooperative societies operating in the country, because finance is key.
Oh, definitely, that is most important, and we cannot do without the financial relationship with other organizations, and even we are even looking for financial assistance even from the government itself. But unfortunately, our relationship with commercial banks, that is not actually, we don't actually tailor our members towards having any relationship with commercial banks. As a matter of fact, we are actually presently now looking into how we are going to have a specialized or development bank for our members, just as we have before in Nigeria. We have the Cooperative Bank, which of course attend to the needs of cooperative. But unfortunately, in 2005, for the policy of recapitalization of commercial banks in Nigeria, this was liquidated. But of course, I want to assure you that in the shortest possible time, we are bringing back Cooperative Bank in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, and by privilege of the fact that I happen to be the president of International Cooperative Alliance Africa, with our head office in Nairobi, Kenya, part of the 2023 and to 2033 cooperative strategy for Africa, is even to have a cooperative bank for the whole of Africa. And this we have started to work for the implementation of this, and we give ourselves between now and the next 3 years to achieve that. And as we are doing that, also in Nigeria, we are also equally working on that. But apart from commercial banks, we also have good relationship with even the Central Bank of Nigeria on so many of their programs, which of course we do benefit from. But of course, we are expecting more from that. We also sometimes do have a relationship with the Federal Mortgage Bank, talking of housing for our members and our neighbors. The main reason why we have relationship with this, just as I've said, that essentially we deal with finance, either in agricultural cooperative, housing cooperative, and if we do what we call thrift and credit, where we basically give loans to our member at low interest rate, charitable interest rate that be beneficial to them if they are using it for production, or even when they use it for capital intensive projects, either for the cooperative or for themselves as individuals. Therefore, we cannot do without having relationship with financial institutions, and we are trying actually to maintain good partnership with this sector.
Very interesting one, Mr. President. But let's now look at the future of cooperative societies. Of course, as we move into a technologically driven society, what do you see as the future of cooperative societies?
Yes, the adoption of technology for cooperative operations has become a necessity. And as I'm addressing you, in Lagos, there is a regulation that when your members, cooperative members, are up to 200, then there is need for you to actually computerize your system. Therefore, majority of cooperatives we have in Nigeria today, they are well automated. Therefore, the issue of ICT is still part of what we are trying to leverage on that to actually provide better service to our members. And if you look at the reality of COVID-19 itself, it brought about the issue of online meetings, even AGM, we do it online these days, and all other meetings. I can be in Nairobi as the office of ICA, at the same time, communicating and actually being in the relationship with our members here in Nigeria and all over Africa. Therefore, the issue of technology in cooperative cannot be overemphasized. And I want to assure you that we are up to the task. We have adequate information in terms of technology worldwide because of the privileged position we sit on in Africa and in the cooperative, in the global cooperative movement. And we are actually abreast of this technologically.
Great. But now, before I let you go, I think International Day of Cooperators was celebrated a few days ago. Well, what is the message there, and what is the message to members across various societies across the country?
Thank you very much. It's a big opportunity for me to actually appreciate and congratulate our members here in Nigeria, all over Africa, and globally on this International Cooperative Day. It's a day set aside by International Cooperative Alliance Global as far back as 101 years ago. And this was adopted by United Nations 29 years ago. It's a day, the first Saturday of July every year. The day is set aside for us to actually showcase the achievement of cooperative worldwide. and at the same time to do a lot of advocacy in terms of cooperative. The more we are, the better it is. For this year's Cooperative Day celebration, the theme is Cooperative for Sustainable Development. And this is so apt at this point in time, especially in Nigeria. And I will use the opportunity to first and foremost congratulate the new administration, the administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course to call on the government that now with the state of our economy, it is now that we need cooperative most in actually bringing the economy back to our feet. And we have written to the presidency to let them know the importance of cooperative. All over the world, if you are talking of a stable economy, then you talk of cooperative. All the advanced countries, this is a sector they actually relied upon to bring back and to provide better welfare for their members. In Africa here, presently, Kenya is more or less the leading cooperative country in Africa. And I must tell you that on an annual basis, for a long period, and still counting, the cooperative sector of Kenya is providing up to 40% of the GDP of Kenya and about 30% of their deposits in Kenya. Now, we can do better than this, but of course, we need the assistance and the attention of the government. Government regulate cooperative, and essentially, they need to provide that enabling environment for cooperative to actually provide the necessary support for the better welfare for Nigerian people. And this we have actually highlighted to the government, and we are looking up to the government. Yes, cooperative is a self-help organization, but of course, because government regulates it, government necessarily needs to provide that enabling environment for cooperative to thrive in Nigeria.
It's no mistake.
And just as you have said, once again, I congratulate our members all over the country for the celebration of a Cooperative Day for 2023. We use the day, and we have called on all the state federation to actually... Hello?
Yes, we are with you. Hello? Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. I have addressed the press in Abuja sometimes last week, to actually advise our members all over the federation, especially the State Federation of Cooperative, to celebrate this day on behalf of their members. And in doing that, they need to do a lot of advocacy. We want to see them on the street, looking for more members, because the more we are, the better it is. They also need to make courtesy visit to the government of each of these 36 states for them to tell the government what we can do together with the government. And at the same time, they want to bring their members together. In fact, in Lagos State, when I was the president of Lagos State Cooperative Federation, then we use up to a week in celebration of a Cooperative Day. And I think that also continues now in Lagos State. I'm aware anytime from now, Lagos State will be out to celebrate this. We do this in conjunction with the State Department of Cooperative. And we are calling on our members all over Nigeria to do the same. Because many of our leaders, the political leaders, may not even be aware of the cooperative. And therefore, that image, we are looking and doing everything possible to better the image of cooperative in Nigeria for the benefit it provides for people.
Interesting stuff there. I must thank you so much, Mr. Ayola Tajuddin Oriyomi, Thank you so much for your time, President of Cooperative Federation of Nigeria. He wears many caps, but let's give it at that for today. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tolu.